lobbyists. Well, we've got some folks here that are fighting desperately to keep the vote established for real, to take back the vote in Florida, and we're going to hear from them as well. John Russell is contesting his election, and Mark Adams is a lawyer, and they've been back and forth testing the actual voters, what they did against what the record says. Vote. Taking back our right to vote. And these folks, John Russell ran for Congress over in what district? District 5. I remember seeing Jenny Brown Waite make some horrific judgmental call about the Muslims, and I want John Russell to take her place next year. Mark Adams is a lawyer, and they're working very, very diligently to take back the vote in Florida that's been stolen for the last 6 years. So they're going to talk for a couple minutes, and then we're going to go back to music. There's a drum circle over there. There's going to be a big march going on. Things are not over yet.
Thank you. I am John Russell, ran for Congress in District 5 to take back America based on principles. My outfit today has a purpose. The red signifies the blood that has been shed in this illegal war in Iraq, and it's all about the money. I wear black for the death that has been wrapped across the Middle East, as well as here among families in America, particularly among the middle class and the poor who sent their sons and daughters to fight for the money. We have a contest before the House Administration Committee in Washington contesting the vote, the results, the tally that rests as official. I officially did not win, but we have found that the votes have not been counted properly, and we're looking further into this, as Mark will tell you, about how we can pull out the evidence from the coffers and the supervisor of elections and the Secretary of State to demonstrate conclusively that the votes were not counted. We are at war today for one reason and one reason alone, because the votes were not counted. We are watching as gasoline prices rise once again, after they dropped precipitously just prior to the election for no reason. Because it's just about the money, and it's because the votes weren't counted. We have no health care because the votes weren't counted. We don't invest in alternative energy because the votes weren't counted. We increasingly find the ranks of the middle class flowing into the ranks of the poor and ending up on our streets, and yes, in this park we see them, because the votes weren't counted. And we have a president who is someone that you would not entrust the care of your dog, who follows every direction from Cheney, from the ultra-extremist wing of the Republican Party. And I have Republicans vote for me, well-meaning. I want you people to understand that you have got to continue what you do today. You've got to get out there and support candidates like Sam Simpson. You've got to fight and go after your legislators to make sure that we have the votes counted in 2008 without question, transparently, without error, without touchscreen voting machines, with audits that determine that the votes indeed are what the officials say they are. I thank you for your time. Let's bring the message to the rest of St. Petersburg and the world. You can go to my website. We have the formula for success up there. The election reform initiative is on my website, johnrussellforcongress.com. And here is Mark Adams, the attorney, a principled man who is standing here today working for nothing on behalf of principle to make sure that your votes count and we have a country for your children. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Like you said, the problem we have is our leaders do not care what you think, because the votes have not been counted for far too long. Before our country was founded, leaders did not care what the people had to say, because the only way the leader had to worry about the people was if the people threatened to overthrow the king. Here we have a similar situation. Our leaders do not care what we feel about the war, do not care about the fact that the Constitution says that only Congress can declare war. We're at war, an undeclared war, yet again. It benefits no one but the oil companies and the defense industry.
Hold on, I'll get it for you.
Why would that be? It's because the votes are not counted. The votes have not been counted for far too long. In 2000, for the first time in history, the U.S. Supreme Court said, do not count the votes. That was a 5-4 decision. The 5 Republican appointees saying, do not count the votes. What can you do? Well, right now, we have, like John said, a lawsuit in Florida contesting the election of Charlie Crist and 4 Republican congressmen. We have 3 challenges before Congress for 3 of the congressional elections. You can tell your friends about them. You can go to John's site, johnrussellforcongress.com, find out more information, tell your friends, get on our mailing list. When we send you emails, send it to your contacts. Spread the word, because the press is not doing it. Did anyone here even know that Charlie Crist's election has been contested? No. The press, well, Leonard did, because he's an activist, he knows. There's a few people that know. They don't know from the press, though. They only know from the email activist network. The press has failed you, they have failed our country, and it's time that we say no more paying for press that doesn't represent what's going on and what's newsworthy. I canceled my subscription to the St. Pete Times. I canceled my subscription to the Tampa Tribune. All right, I'm embarrassing them right now. We're going to embarrass them more because we can show that they have ignored this major issue for far too long. We have to work together. We have to spread the word. We have to tell our neighbors that America will not be the same 10 years from now unless the votes are counted. If we don't take back our election process and restore verified paper trails where people mark their vote on a paper ballot, and you can let a machine count them, but you better have at least a percentage of them recounted by people in public to make sure the machine has not been tampered with. Because what we're finding, and we're looking at what the vote really was supposed to be throughout Florida. We're going door to door, knocking on people's doors who voted, asking them how they voted, and every precinct we've checked, we have found that more people have sworn affidavits saying they voted for Democrats than the official results show. What does that mean? That means votes were stolen from Democrats and votes were given to Republicans. What is that called? That's called election fraud. That's why these leaders don't give a damn about your opinions. That's why the press is not here. That's why no one will hear about this, because they want it kept quiet. They know if people understand that they're stealing elections, people will be pissed and they will demand change. Please spread the word.
What that is, it's corporatism. The war is a lever to change a representative democracy to an authoritarian government, and they're about halfway there. Thank you.
Yeah, it's happening now, so let's stop it.